I'm with Dr. Nuha Khoury from Dar Al Kalima. Now, Nuha, what is Dar Al Kalima?
Good morning. Good afternoon. Dar Al Kalima actually is Dar Al Kalima University College for Arts and Culture, and it is a university college that was first accredited in 2006 by the Palestinian Ministry of Higher Education, re-accredited in 2013 as a university college granting bachelor's degrees. And the focus and the mandate of the university college is visual and performing arts and cultural heritage and design. These are the fields that we are working in. We have currently 6 bachelor's degrees, 8 diplomas, which is an associate degree, and 2 special diplomas, a 1-year diploma. Annually, we have around 250 students, and the plan by 2020 is to reach 500 students, and that is the limit. We are an art school. We are not planning to be, among the thousands of students here because we are an art school. And this is how we see ourselves, and we see ourselves being very unique because there are other universities who have departments in art, but our mandate is only visual and performing arts as well as culture. Culture is what we do, basically.
What sort of arts work do you do?
We teach film production, that's a BA, interior design, another BA, graphic design, a BA, contemporary art, a BA, and then we have a program, performing arts. Performing arts, students come in and they can get a BA in theater or a BA in music, and the number 6 or 7 is cultural and sustainable tourism. And this is, we have it, but we will open it next year because, again, we believe tourism, of course, tourism is something that Palestine is known for, and it is a sector very important for the economy. But we want also to focus actually not only on religious tourism, which is 95% of our tourism, but we also want to open culture as a source and to draw tourists to come and visit Palestine for its cultural heritage and ecotourism, whatever you name it, to make tourism sustainable.
Is there a lot of Palestinian art and culture?
Is there a lot of Palestinian art and culture? It depends how you look at it. Now, a Westerner would say, no, everything is modern, everything is new. Now, film is a new phenomenon in the world. Yeah? Palestinian film, you can date films on Palestine to the late 19th century because there are snippets of films. But Palestinian film actually took off after the Naksa, 50 years ago. Although Palestinians, and truly so, the brothers Lama, who came from South America to Egypt and established the Egyptian cinema in 1935, they are originally from Bethlehem. So Palestine, whether you want, depending how you want to look at it, we can say Palestine has been involved in cinema from the beginning of its establishment in the Arab world, if through the Lama brothers, the family is here, Al-A'ma. So we can say that, or we can say Palestine, after the Israeli occupation in 1967, actually we see that film, especially documentary film. And documentary film, and this is what we started doing here in the college at the beginning in 2006, documentary film for Palestine, actually the largest number of documentary films are being produced by Palestinians in Palestine, around the world, by Palestinians. We have stories. And the stories that Palestinians tell and the stories about Palestine are still very interesting for people around the world to see. In the college, we have maintained the tradition of documentary, but we also now are going to film production in general. And we also now have, we are training students to do fiction, because we believe that this industry, in particular, whether it's documentary or fiction, is an important, relevant industry economically, to change misconception about Palestine, to communicate with the world. Also, there are lots of talented young people, And this is an opportunity to, instead of majority of them going into business, studying business or English or math, and if they are talented to do films, and this is an opportunity, an educational opportunity, why not teach them film, for example? Why not teach students drawing? Yeah? You know, young Palestinians are, you know, like all young people, it's about creating options. And we believe the options we are creating are in the visual and performing arts. Not every Palestinian student is coming here. Not every parent wants their child to be here. Palestinians like their kids to be doctors and engineers and lawyers like the rest of the world. I'm sure that's what parents want. They don't want them to be dancers or working in a theater or filmmakers, because they do not understand what this kind of education does to a young person. We believe that this is economically a good source of income because it's very new. We believe that it encourages self-reliance because they're not going to work for the government. It encourages creativity, and this is very important today for Palestine and Palestinians. It encourages thinking outside of the box, and this is much needed. And from our experience, our students, I believe, are the best qualified to face the rest of the world because their eyes get opened. We open their eyes to things that they see it from television, from film, theater, reading about things that no other Palestinian young kid would be able to see, and this is an opportunity for life.
Why is media important?
Why is media important? It's always important to tell your story. Specifically for Palestine, the story has been told by others, and they shape the story to fit their agendas. It is not all right anymore. In the time of Facebook, in the time of CNN, in the time of Al Jazeera, that others tell our story. We are capable of letting the world understand what Palestine is all about. We have a story to tell, not necessarily to the rest of the world, also to ourselves. The mission of the film program is not to open the eyes of the world. If the world wants to open its eyes, it can find a way to open its eyes. But our mission is actually to open the eyes of our community, our society, that the issues that our students are dealing with are not only issues of occupation, because occupation is a general condition for all Palestinians living in the West Bank and Gaza. Our students also deal with issues such as divorce. Some of them deal with issues of people not gaining access to education, not getting access to workers' rights, health rights, etc. Something that we also need to know about in order to improve our conditions in general. And in today's world, how can you live without information? We must be producers of information rather than just consumers. And we are doing our role of being producers of content rather than just taking in what others are producing. So, very important.
Has the college grown over the last 11 years?
Yes, of course. The college started in 2006. Actually, we had the location in Dar Al-Nadwa in the middle of the old town. We had administrative office, my office, teacher's office next to me. The registrar was in a small, actually it was a kitchen, and it was there. The students, we had two programs. One of them was film, and film students were in the streets. We didn't have, we had two booths for editing, and we had one small workshop for glass and ceramic, less than 500 meters squared. Now we are on top of a hill. We have 5 buildings. Each building is over 2,000 square meters. And extending from a huge library, this is the last thing that we just opened, a real library, an auditorium, place for, we have theaters, we have all the things that a school for the arts should have, very high standards. It's a beautiful space. And also programmatically. We started with 2 programs diploma, and we were diploma granting. We were a community college. Now we are a university college where we grant also now bachelor's degrees. We started with 22 students and 12 faculty members. Now we are around 250 students, around 50 faculty members. We have 3 departments, and each department has its programs. We used to have 1 coordinator of programs. We now have 6, and next semester they will become 8. We have attracted people from outside, Palestinians, who have done their PhDs in Canada, for example, and they are returning to be part of the faculty full-time. So we are actually participating in the bringing people back to Palestine. And also we have managed to put our stamp, let's put it this way, on the artistic scene in Palestine, and I would dare say on the world. Our students with their films have participated in many film festivals. We have received, some of our students got awards. The last big one was from the Amnesty International in France, one of our students. Our students are getting also painters, for example. We have managed to bring to Palestine 2 important art events. One of them happens every March, is for the Ismail Shammout event competition. And this competition is for young painters, young artists from everywhere, from Palestine and the rest of the world. And that the winner actually gets monetary gift, but also what is very important is that the family of Ismail Shammout, who is the father of Palestinian art, actually he's the one who sensitized the world to the issue of the refugees and to the Palestinian issue through painting. And he is the father of contemporary art. So he died in 2006 in Amman, but actually he is back to Palestine annually through his spirit, through mentoring all of these young artists. His son comes every year. His wife, who is a very famous artist as well, she has been here, and so we brought Ismail Shammout back. We also, here at this college, there has been a discovery of, always there, but it has been an uplifting of a status of woman by the name of Karima Aboud, who died actually in 1940. And she was the first Lebanese Palestinian photographer. And actually she left photographs. An Israeli collector now has the largest number, but also we found within people's collections so we have for young photographers, we have a competition under the name of Karima Aboud. Mind you, a woman, she had 4 studios. She was moving in her car, and that is, we're talking about between in the 30s and until 1940. Nobody knows this about Palestine. Yeah? So we are trying to show ourselves that there was something. There was a Palestine before 1948, as, you know, through culture, through painting, through cinema, through whatever medium you can think of, because in the end, if the land has been appropriated, not for long, it will. Now it's a question of, you know, we don't go into that, when and how, and but the main thing is identity, and identity is in culture. And identity is something that is a living thing, and it has to be vibrant, it has to be living. And through the arts, through connecting young people to their own heritage, through their own artists, to understand that this is not new. You know, there were people writing theater and acting in Germany in 1931, yeah, Palestinian from Haifa. So if they are carrying a camera, how many women in the West were photographers in the 30s? It would be interesting to find out. Huh? But to understand that Palestine is not and was never a desert. It is not a place for people without a land, with a land for no people. It has always been a land with people, with culture, with art, with a special way of seeing things. And what we are trying to do is just taking that and building a curriculum, an academic curriculum that takes all of these arts and actually makes it into a study that is concrete and is credible.
So what is Dayar?
Okay, Diyar Consortium. Diyar Consortium is the community arm of Dar Al Kalima University College. And at one point, Diyar was the mother, that was the daughter. There is a very strange way of constructing the history of this place. We have, as an institution, started in a small community center in the middle of Old Bethlehem, and it's called Dar Al Nadwa, the house of meeting. Dar is house, so the house of meeting. And Dar Al Nadwa came up with many dars, many houses. So at one point in our history, we decided instead of having 2 dars, then 3, 4, 5 dars, we need a consortium. So the consortium was named Diyar, houses. Now, and Dar Al Kalima College was one of the consortium members. In 2013, the university college became a university college, Dar Al Kalima. So it became actually the mother, and Diyar, not the daughter, it became the arm for the community. There we do the events, cultural events, everything that has to do with the community and not with formal education. And also there is the continuous education happens through Diyar. So, but also we have programs through Diyar that are not only national, and we're talking about national programs, not only local programs, that extend from the north to the south. But we also have programs that are regional with Diyar. For example, there's a program called State and Religion. And in that program, State and Religion, it reaches all the Arab countries. And there is, groups of young academic Christian academics that the program works with, and they are coming from Lebanon, Jordan, Syria at one point, Palestine, Iraq, you name it. So it's a program that is ongoing and has been ongoing for years actually. So Diyar is on the regional level, and also we have international activities where we hold annually art exhibitions that we sponsor in the United States. And we are trying also to take them to other countries as well.
Now you do children and women's work as well. Tell us a bit about that.
Yeah, actually this is part of Diyar's work. There's the Children's Academy, and the Children's Academy is an academy for young kids, teaching them dancing, teaching them theater. And also a major activity is for young girls, because there is a adult women football team. Yeah, so within the academy there is the young girls football team. So we also have that for the young girls. There are also programs called one of them is called Ajyal. It's for the elderly, and this is again through Diyar, and it is for the women and men who are over the age of. Definition of elderly here is, sadly, is 60, I think, although I think it should be 70, 80. But it is for the elderly generation who have nothing, actually, who are forgotten. Yeah. So there are programs that are being done on a weekly basis for them. Trips, health issues are discussed, you name it. There is another program called Azwaj, and this is for couples, for young couples. And this is also through Diyar. There is the civic engagement program that is done through, this is done for university graduates from all over Palestine. Yeah? Our students take part in it, but they are not the main target. The main target is university graduates from Jenin, Nablus, Hebron, etc. So these are the things that Diyar does. And it's very important, because what it does is it keeps everything that we do here, because what we do here somehow is reflected in the programs that are being done by Diyar, and it reaches to places that we as a university cannot reach. So actually they are the ones who are spreading the message of Dar Al Kalima.
Now, you're a Christian-based organization. Do you have good religious harmony?
Of course. We are under the umbrella of the Lutheran Church in Jordan and Palestine. Evangelical Lutheran Church, ELCJHL. Our students and our faculty are not Lutheran by any means. It's not only for Lutherans, it's for all denominations, and it's for also Muslim students. We never accept students based on their denomination. Students get in because of their talent or potential talent. Because as you know, kids here don't have art education in school, but we interview them, and if there is a potential talent, they are accepted because of that. But never it has been because of their religious background. And they are treated equally in everything, in scholarships, in work studies, within the classroom. And we believe that this is the model where, because this institution believes in the concept of citizenship. And citizenship, which we hope that this becomes the model for Palestine, is you get your rights and responsibilities, not because you belong to a certain faith, but because you are a citizen of the place that you are living in. And this is a miniature of what Palestine should look like. So harmony, yes, no tolerance, zero tolerance for anyone who wants to come and create, factionalism, political, religious, or based on gender. It is not acceptable. We are here because we are a community of people who think. And the mind and talent is the standard. This is what we judge people by. Not because who they are, not by what faith they are coming with, not because of their conceptions of. And yes, students come in with misconceptions. They learn very fast the first semester that, here is my motto. Outside the door can be trash. Here is heaven. So either they understand and enjoy heaven on earth, or they are not welcome to be here. But the privileges for all students is to be treated as full human beings and respected for their talents and their minds.
Are you making a difference in the community?
I hope we do. I think we do. And we do it through our students. I know when they come, they are a certain way. When they leave, they are another. So we work on it's a long process. We work with personalities, with minds, with, and in topics we believe that are very important for the community. We have had several success stories, but the success story for me is every graduate. Every student who graduates goes back to his community or her community, finds a job, carries the things that we taught them in class and the things that we taught them by observing, by seeing, and how we expect Palestine to be. This is our success story. And yes, I think we are influencing the society, and more we are being known, not for only for education, but also we are for our conferences. We have a conference coming up very soon on art in the last 50 years. So we are reaching people from different places, and yes, I think we are reaching a large community, and hopefully our influence is a positive one, because what we do is always with the intention of providing positive society members. Enough with negativism. We don't accept that negativity comes into the picture, because we believe that we can, irrespective of the circumstance, which we believe is only a temporary circumstance. But we need to build souls so that they withstand the temporary period. So after liberation, and I mean that, after liberation, we don't have dead souls. We have people who are living souls that can accept and enjoy the life after.
What's your prayer for the future?
Prayer for young people. They are our currency here. And I'm talking for our currency in Palestine in general, and that they have all the opportunities that they can have and be able to make decisions, whether wrong or right decisions, but also to have that a possibility to see what is happening outside of this world out of this small world of theirs, and to always keep open eyes, open minds, and open heart. That's my prayer for our kids, because that's, in the end, that's what will keep them, actually, what will save them.
Okay, Dr. Nuha, thank you very much.
You're very welcome.